Up, I'm back, everybody. Technical difficulties. The thing went down, but I think I caught it just quickly enough. So I will try to do my best to try and get things back here and going. So let me get the guys back on, and you just bear with me here. Just look at this blank screen for now. Blank screen. That's funny. Oh gosh, yeah. This is Sports Goofs, everybody. This is gonna happen from time to time. So just don't worry. I will get us back here very, very soon. Okay. Let me just stick around. Just hold there. Hold on a second. Let me restore where I was. See if I can get back on this call.
Yeah, that's right. Or whatever.
Paulo
Okay.
Banchero.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
It should have
so
been Jabari.
We're
but-
back, guys.
Welcome back.
All right.
We
All
were
right,
killing
so,
that time, buddy.
Yeah, don't worry. I got us back on. I caught it just quickly. My computer restarted just quickly enough. Got the blue screen of death. Screen of death. So I don't know what happened. I'm not sure, but maybe the Indiana Pacers heard Brendan was on the show and just cut off the show just in case he did spoil anything with regards to movements of the team. So that's probably what happened.
learned.
No,
what
I
can
am not
ask.
allowed to say it. Yeah, you can ask me my opinions on their draft picks, and yeah, but I have to stay away from trades for employment reasons.
Indeed. Okay, well,
Yes.
where were we? Oh yeah, what the Pacers and landing on their picks.
Yes. Benedict Mathurin. I don't know how much you got, but I think it was a perfect pick by the Pacers. Energetic forward who is going to fit in with the, Indiana hustle basketball grind that they love. I don't know if you heard it, but the first time Tyrese Halliburton throws an alley-oop to Mathurin, Gainbridge Fieldhouse is going to go absolutely nuts. There were reports that Mathurin worked out individually by himself with the Pacers once and then said, I want to work out for you all again on his own. And so immediately all of the Pacers staff was like, this is our guy. We don't need to do anything else. They love his spirit. The energy level is going to be there. He's going to be awesome as a swingman. Hopefully for the Pacers fans, O'Shea Brissett sticks around. O'Shea Brissett's another one of those high energy guys. I think the Pacers need to keep this, energy team first mentality because they are a smaller market, and hopefully develop Tyrese and Mathurin and O'Shea Brissett and everybody. And I think there'll be a successful, new age team basketball type deal with Mathurin.
So
And then, go ahead.
that brings the follow-up question of what I can ask about the Indiana Pacers. Because you
Mhm.
say new age, but the new age is not in your coaching staff. What is
Yeah.
the leash that Rick Carlisle has? I like Rick. I thought he was a fine hire when he went from being ceremoniously departed from Dallas over there. But if you're trying to reshuffle the deck, maybe you're getting all these good draft picks, and you're trying to find a new voice and new players. Is he kind of like the right guy? Right now, there's a drought in assistants who could be sexy. That's what led to Darvin Ham kind of getting picked last minute. The Lakers said Frank Vogel's not good anymore, and then Hardy over. I almost said Jeff Hardy, but we're not talking about wrestling. Hardy, one of the Celtics assistant coaches, are now going to be the coach in Utah Jazz to replace, High Eyes Quinn Snyder. But what's that pressure looking like for Rick Carlisle?
I mean, he's letting them play. I'm sure Rick didn't like. I mean, nobody did in Indianapolis, but I'm sure Rick didn't like how they ended last year, and I think they lost the last 10 games of the season, if I remember correctly. And there's a little bit of pressure on him, but if he lets them play, I mean, by all accounts, I believe the athletes love him, the players love him, and he's letting them play. And I think if he keeps doing that, we should see a better Pacers team this year coming up.
Okay. All right.
I got
Well,
nothing
I
more
think
for the
that's
Pacers.
about it.
that's
Yeah.
about it. All right. Well,
And then, I would like to add, they also picked at 30, I think it was 31.
Guess 31. Yeah, you guys had the first pick in the second round.
Yeah, they picked Andrew Nemhard from Gonzaga, who's going to be a confident facilitator. I think he's a great point guard addition for the future. Obviously, you're looking at Halliburton. Obviously, they picked him up because they believe he's going to be something special. And I think Andrew Nemhard's going to serve a great role as a confident facilitator in the future as well.
Okay.
And then the sneaky pick, Kendall Brown.
But, you guys had 2 second-round picks, right? So
yeah. The sneaky pick, Brown from Baylor. A lot of people said it could be. I mean, of course, Drew Scott, Baylor's coach, said he's going to be the steal of the draft. But a lot of people like him too. So it'll be interesting this year. I think the Pacers are in that, because they picked 6, they were kind of forgotten about. But the Pacers are really happy with who they picked.
Okay. All right, so we are probably at the 1.5 hour mark at this point. So let's head on over to the handsomest head coaches in the Eastern Conference. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Brendan, I just want to let you know that we are such a professional sports show. You should feel so honored. You should put this on your resume.
Yeah.
I like the entertaining aspect as well as the professional aspect. So this is fantastic.
We are also very comfortable with our sexuality. Call the same.
I mean, I already told you who I believe is going to win the whole thing.
Well, let's get to him. Let's get to him. All right.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So the first thing.
Alphabetical order.
Okay. So the first one. Well, right now it's a vacancy at this moment, but the Boston Bruins have a vacancy right now. Okay. So nobody's coaching Charles's beloved Brad Marchand at this point.
Well, the former coach was Cassidy, right?
Yeah, the former coach was.
So there you go.
The hot Cassidy or the not hot Cassidy?
You know what that tells you? They might be pretty, but they might not be right for you. That's what I'm getting. I understand. He had eyes that will make the devil cry. I get it.
All right, so we're gonna have to move on to Buffalo, and that's Don Granato for the Sabres.
Former player, right?
Yeah. I mean, he only played for.
Tony Granato.
No. He never played in the NHL. He played He played for the Columbus Chill of the ECHL. That's a cool name, the Columbus Chill.
What's this guy's name? Because Google's giving me
Chill.
something different. Columbus and Chill. All right, let's continue on. Oh no, I'm trying to, because I'm not on the YouTube thing anymore because the episode had ended. Yeah. So now I have to be desperate.
Yeah. Well, it's on the main page, but it didn't connect to the old.
All right, so let's look at him. Bring it up to me. Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
All right. No for Don Granato. Another
thing.
Man. He looks like he would be a good principal at a high school or something.
Yeah.
A very approachable principal at a high school.
He's basically Mr. Mackey without the inflated head. That's from what I'm saying.
Principal at a high school, or definitely knows some information. He could be a whistleblower.
He's deep throat.
Hey, you want to know why Sidney Crosby gets cleared all the time, even though he has his 15 concussion? I know.
Next is Rod Brindamore of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Another kind of grind him out sort of player.
Former player, but he's taking some shots to the face.
Just a few. He did win a cup with Carolina.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a hard-looking man.
Yeah.
That's a hard-looking man.
Taking a few punches to the face,
That's a pugliest right there, or pugliest, the old term for a boxer. Pugilist, thank you. That's a passionate man, but it's like Bela Lugosi in a suit. We're just gonna pass on that one.
All right.
He better be.
I love that reference. All right. Next is Brad Larson of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
How many fucking Brads are we going on?
It's hockey, man. Shorzy is a perfect, amalgamation of the entire hockey experience. It's like 5 guys named Jim, you know?
So hear me out. When he has all the facial hair on and the badly shaven head, he looks like Ben Roethlisberger, who went on Slim
That's
Fast.
true.
He does.
But when he shaves, he's kind of handsome looking.
Captain Fat Fuck. There's an image of him when he was playing back in the day.
So give me Brad Larson without the facial hair, and then I'll consider it. But if you give me Slim Ben Roethlisberger, I'm not going to be about
Look,
it.
all I'm gonna say is it's Ben Roethlisberger and Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles.
That's what it is.
In that picture of him that's up now, the Avalanche-looking uniform,
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of James Hetfield from Metallica.
Oh, man.
Oh
A
yeah,
little bit with the soul patch.
Yeah, kind of that like
still hanging on to it. Huh?
I gotta tell you, the hockey players at least have had the most references that I can give them in comparison to some of the other ones of who I think they'd look like.
All right. So let's move on. We're going to well, actually the Red Wings have a vacancy right now too. So we can't go to Detroit, but we'll go to the new head coach of the Florida Panthers, and that's Paul Maurice.
All right, Paul Maurice.
It's another one in the coaching carousel.
How come I just don't get why they went with him and not your other guy, but whatever. Whatever.
So do you like Alton Brown?
Oh man. Listen, I'm gonna say this though. His glasses are on point.
that is true.
His
Yes,
glasses are on
Glasses
point.
is
I
good.
wear glasses when I'm not wearing my contacts. He's on point. You know,
All right.
he. Yeah. No, but +1 for style. The guy can wear a suit well. So
Okay.
you know what? Because
Suit-
we're in a drought, we'll slide
Yeah.
Paul Maurice in.
Kind of the tie with the glasses and the suit.
That
yeah.
close up almost looks like a young Gus Malzahn.
He looks like
Like
Joe
close-up
Buck's
one.
Canadian
The middle
cousin.
one.
Joe Buck's Canadian cousin. Oh, all right. Next, we're going up. Here we go. We're headed out to Montreal.
Canadians.
Marty St.
There he
Louis.
There he is,
Marty St. Louis.
short king.
And we're gonna see a lot of. We'll start with his thighs first. We'll start with his
Goddamn.
thighs.
So y'all know JJ Watt is like stacked, man? Because there was like something that came on my Twitter feed. I'm like, why am I looking at a 34-year-old man's body? But hey, it happens. My God. I'm trying to remember the actual
There's just so many
reference
images
to
of
the
him as a player. I want to get him just as in the suit. you
show.
know?
Yeah. What is up with his quads, man?
He's only what? How tall is he? He's 5 foot.
5'8".
5'8". There we go.
Okay, same. Well, and then shorter, but you know, you don't have to have your quads that fucking impressive.
He was my favorite player when he played for the Lightning.
And I remember him too. That's the thing.
He was this tenacious motherfucker.
I don't have bad words to say about him.
And
Damn straight.
he's also short, like I am. So it's kind of like, a role model, if you will. And I wasn't a Lightning fan in 2004 when they won the Stanley Cup the first time, but he's famous for one, scoring the game-winning goal in Game 6 in overtime to take it to Game 7 in Tampa, but two, he took a high stick toward the end of Game 7, and he's just gushing blood, and he really just doesn't care, and he plays through it.
All right. So.
I mean, he's number 2.
Okay.
He's number 2. I mean, he might be the Western Conference
take it.
finalist
Well, this is the Eastern. So,
or Eastern Conference
yeah.
finalist.
All right. So we're here's
Got
another.
good hair.
Well, yeah. He's
He's one of the few who has hair.
yeah. Well, he's 47 right now. So, and not too far away from his playing days. And yeah, he keeps in good shape for sure. Next, another one in the coaching carousel, Lindy Ruff for the New Jersey Devils.
All right.
Good old Lindy.
Like Yosemite Sam.
No. He seems like that always casted like principal in a British movie.
Or the cop that tells the one who's actually doing the detective work that he's off the case.
Oh yeah, the bagel man.
He's the chief. He's like, you're off the
Yeah.
case.
He's kept the stash. That's been his style
Gun
since he was a
and
player.
badge. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not about it.
And that's his
pass.
only line. Gun and badge.
All right. No for Lindy Ruff. All right. Next, we're gonna head on out to.
Do you think when he went out to bars, he just called himself the rough stuff?
Next is Lane. We're not too far from the New York Islanders. Lane Lambert.
All right.
And by the way, the Islanders just fired
Barry Trotz. Yeah.
Barry Trotz,
So
who
this is their...
you're not a particular fan of in terms of his appearance, but he is a damn good coach. He is a damn good coach.
All right. So, let's bring up Lane.
Lane.
That's a villainous looking motherfucker
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. He is.
Yeah,
That
he's
is a Bond villain.
Yeah, he's a Bond villain.
Jesus, there was like a photo of him with his his hand on his chin resting. I'm
Yeah.
like, he looks like he's got money. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Former player.
Not feeling the beard, but damn. You know how they say people like danger? Man, it's like a moth to the flame for me.
That's a yeah. All right. Lane Lambert.
Yeah, I mean that's intense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got some wrinkles on your face, but you've seen some stuff. He's like, I ate some, I was a cannibal when I was on the Alps. It's all right.
Next, we'll head out to Madison Square. Gerard Gallant, New York Rangers.
All right, I think off of memory, Gerard Gallant is not handsome to me.
Yeah,
but-
from the former Florida Panthers head coach and went to Vegas.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that Gerard Gallant looks like what an Oakland Raiders Mark or Al Davis coach would look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry, Gerard. Good coach, but no.
Next is DJ Smith of the Ottawa Senators.
I don't know this one, so this is going to be interesting.
All right. I already know the answer.
All right, I want to make sure because there's Guy Boucher, but
No,
Google
that's
sometimes
Guy
is
Boucher.
weird.
Boucher.
Yeah, and he probably might have made
Boucher.
this list. He might
It's
have been on
Boucher,
the
not
yay
Pecker.
of the side.
Like the water boy. Like the water boy.
Yeah, so
Right. So here's my thoughts on DJ Smith. Have any of you seen Boardwalk Empire?
I have not.
Damn it, he looks like Shea Wiggum if Shea Wiggum gained like 10 pounds. But, it's all no. We do not do DJ Smith.
DJ Smith has said sleeping with the fishes unironically before.
Yeah.
That's-
DJ Smith, DJ Donut Jr. We don't do this.
All right. Next, good old Torts. John Tortorella, the Philadelphia Flyers.
Off of memory, I would say no, but let me get a full
Yeah,
modern
good hair.
image.
I'll give him that. He has good hair.
He's looked the same forever. Let's just
We
he's one of
do
those guys.
appreciate, good hair up in here.
Yeah,
He has
he's
good hair and good beard.
good glasses too.
He's not unattractive. The glasses, I think,
He's a fiery guy too. He'll defend you.
the glasses kind of throw it away a little bit. But to me, depending on the, you couldn't get a half blind Charles to think he's Kevin Costner a little bit. Just saying,
Yeah,
a little bit for that,
I can see that.
or a Don Johnson, more John Johnson than anything. Especially Don Johnson when he was cast in Django Unchained.
Okay.
Tortello, for the fact that there's some barrenness in the pool, we'll put him in there.
Okay. All right. So there we go, Torts. And let's see. We are headed out to. So that was Philly. Oh, okay. Pittsburgh. Mike Sullivan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
All right, Mike Sullivan, it's time to judge you. Handsome or not handsome? Or just passable at this point? At this point, half these coaches are just beer goggles. That'd be a good beer league team. I don't think he's ugly.
Yeah, he's.
He looks more like a politician than anything else.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just trying to figure out if he's pro SCOTUS or against SCOTUS. Mike Sullivan's a safe bet. There's always a safe bet in each one, Brendan,
Yeah.
and he's the safe bet. Like,
Yeah, he's got two
You know,
Stanley
he'll-
Cups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he'll
Yeah.
always, take it to Applebee's. He won't try anything weird. He'll make sure it's a family-friendly environment for you and your kid.
Yes.
He'll ask you if you want dessert.
All right,
He
next.
won't try to do that. He'll do the awkward hug, but not the peck on the cheek goodbye.
Next is John Cooper of the Lightning.
I think Cooper off of memory is handsome. Let's take a peek.
I mean, I think he's handsome just in general, but man, rose-colored glasses have made him gorgeous the last 2 seasons.
See, you know what John Cooper is? John Cooper is boyish good looking.
Yeah,
If that chrome dome wasn't showing, he's got a congenial smile. His wife's pretty. He's in good shape. He's a winner. He's a winner. All of us are going to lose our hair. At some
Great
point.
attitude too. If you ever
Great
do his
attitude.
interviews,
Where's that dark blue, man? I'm a blue on blue monochromatic guy sometimes. John Cooper.
he's got style. His suits are
Yeah.
always great.
You
When
know
he
what? I'm gonna drop a bomb on you though. That you guys are gonna hate me a little bit on some of these photos. He looks like a distant relative to Urban Meyer. I'm just saying. It's the nose.
He
It's
does.
the nose.
He does.
But he's the Urban Meyer that will ask for consent to touch you, as opposed to go from there.
All
And
right.
He's a real winner.
I look either.
We're gonna put John Cooper in it.
All right. Next is Sheldon Keefe of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
All right, Sheldon Keefe. Dude, he looks like a total bro. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
He's 41. He's probably, I think he's one of the youngest coaches in the NHL right now.
I mean, he's handsome because of youth, and he looks like he never took a puck to the face. The hair is good. I'll give him the hair.
He played for the Lightning. That's the only
you
team he
sure
ever played
that's not
for.
Rob
2000,
Gronkowski?
2004. Rob Gronkowski, if he was, let's see, how tall is he? 5'10".
And I'm not meaning to offend here, but if I squint enough, he kind of gives me a little bit of a Brendan vibe too, in terms of how he,
It's all good.
especially
man's
that-
face,
especially
that
that-
man's face is the
That's
pure
why.
definition of
That's why I have a beard now, because I
there you
do
go.
look like that.
I don't know if he's handsome. He's a total bro. I don't think
Yeah.
he's my cup of tea. 'Cause
Oh yeah, he definitely was in a frat. That's-
Sheldon Keefe still pops his collar going to church. I'm just saying that.
and he wears those shorts that go halfway up the thigh.
Oh God, he's the dude who wears sneakers without socks. I don't know if I'm not attracted to him, but that means somebody else might think he's handsome. So you know what? As I always say, someone else's saint of someone else's worship. Well, I can't speak today because
He
I'm looking
looks
at
like
two
the
different
guy that's still hanging on to like the 9-10 p.m. party start time when all of his friends are like, "Can we start it at 7:30
things.
instead?"
Yeah, he's not my patron saint of worship, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
As the Brazilians
Okay.
do.
Alrighty then. All right, and finally, Peter Laviolette.
Just as a side note before we go forward, Brendan, I'm not saying that you look like a frat bro or something. It's just
You're totally fine.
I kind of
Sheldon Keefe looks like a total frat.
That kind of looks a little bit like him a little.
Sheldon Keefe looks like his favorite quote to say from a movie is "A Doyle rules."
Next is Peter Laviolette of the Washington Capitals.
I can't even spell that, so we're just gonna have to fully Google out.
Yeah. Ugh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's kind
That
of rough.
picture on the top left looks like something you like. I don't know. It looks like something you'd see in one of those
Man,
cutaways.
this man has never taken a good photo.
Yeah,
Even when he was playing days, like
he looks like an understudy for Guys and Dolls.
And he is not. He's never
if
taken a good
if
photo.
listeners don't go to the theater, it's time to get educated. Okay. West Side Story. He was the first guy outside West Side Story that came out in December. Oh man, Steven Spielberg's making this the best movie ever.
Okay, so
He's goofy. You know how he said Nick Nurse is the goofiest motherfucker?
that's true.
All
all right.
right. So the finals comes down to
Final.
Bruce Cassidy versus short stack Martin St. Louis. Let me look at a few more Bruce Cassidy. I mean, he looks like Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like Rob Lowe to me. And Rob Lowe is handsome as shit. Even though Chad Lowe landed Hillary Swank. But Rob Lowe kind of annoys me with that slim fast. I'm like, you have good genetics. Don't tell me it's anything about diet. Like, you don't look like you eat a burger like I do with donuts on it. All right, so but his hair is kind of flimsy sometimes because I'm really going on the deep dive of it. And then we go to short stack. All right, let's go back to short stack and see what he does.
Yeah, now, whenever I think of Marty St. Louis, I'm going to keep thinking of short.
By all means,
I'm not happy with that.
The correct term is short king. Okay,
he's short stack king. So here's the thing about short stack. He's got a little bit of a goofy face, but the hair is good. It's not fading a little bit. He could put on a suit pretty well, but I feel he's insecure of going tie or no tie. You have to go all in. The thing that goes against the tie game of Bruce Cassidy's not that good. I mean, I like a little bit of yellow, but there's some ugly ass ones I'm going there. And I'm seeing this is tough, actually. This might be the tougher decision because I can see the appeal to both. But Marty St. Louis looks like he'll fight on my behalf if something goes down, which matters. By the way, Mike Matheny will fight for me in baseball.
Or we will, by the way.
I don't think Bruce Cassidy would. But then I'm looking at his player profile. Marty St. Louis looks a little cross-eyed. I understand they played hockey, guys, but there's a lot of things that come in place. This is hard. Bruce Cassidy. I'm not going to fight it. It's going to go to Bruce. Bruce got the juice.
All right.
Bruce got the juice. It was hard. The hair hurt me a little bit.
Bruce Cassidy.
It's those eyes. The quote, it's like the first time I ever heard the Beatles sing.
All right.
I'm going to be thinking about it.
So
this is exactly Dawson, Payton, Joey situation.
Ooh. All right, so we're at close to 2 hours now, so we have to do it. We have to head to the cage.
All right, we're actually going to talk about wrestling.
Well,
for once. And it's going to be kind of short because it's going to be more prediction, so I can really do this. Welcome to your weekly Truplex The Cage with Charles. I swear to Christ, we are a sports show. I do not spend an hour and a half talking about who I think is handsome on the generic level to a superficial level going to hockey, but it was kind of tough to go with. But hockey, just like wrestling, is very physical. The only difference is wrestling is not fake. It is scripted. It's a stage fight. It is poetry in motion. It is ballet. It's entertainment. It's about men and women chasing championships, establishing their legacies, having a good old time, and just for at least this time, for the first time in like 4 shows, not about controversy where, certain things where Johnny Ace and Vince McMahon are playing London Bridge with employees at a WWE. Kids, if you don't know what that is, don't Google it. Please don't do that. Things happened and things will be happening. That's how we'll start this. I'm going to give you bullet points, right? That's how I'll make it. We have finally the closing of the door that was once forbidden. And I swear to Christ, if I ever hear that term again, it's going to be like the Kobe personality that I have. Backstory, Brendan, if I hear one more current NBA player say Kobe was their favorite, I'm going to start reasserting them that Kobe was a rapist and the charges were dropped, the investigations were dropped, because you can't be coming 18 or 19 and saying Kobe was your favorite guy because you were getting washed up Kobe at the age that you're a teenager. Your new favorite person ought to be LeBron James or, at the very least, Kyrie Irving. Not Kyrie, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Kyrie, that's Kevin Durant. That's the conclusion I made a couple of shows ago. And if you're on sometime for basketball, we'll discuss that. But we're not here about basketball. We're about here about this. If I hear Forbidden Door, so for Brendan's rehearsal, there's many different wrestling promotions. There's the Worldwide Entertainment or World Wrestling Entertainment, I think World Wide Web. WWE, there's Impact, used to be TNA. There's Ring of Honor. They got bought out by Tony Khan. Tony Khan, the son of Shad Khan, who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, they made All Elite Wrestling, AEW, former cast-offs of WWE, Ring of Honor, and New Japan. There's New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's all this other stuff that comes in. We primarily here. I almost said my jobs organization because I went to lawyer mode in presentation, so I almost dropped a big bomb there that I shouldn't go to. But we here at Sports Goofs really talk about once the cage, WWE, AEW, New Japan. We don't really talk about Ring of Honor because it was dead for so long and it came back. Impact every now and then gets a shout out. Well, there's this little term, Brendan, called the Forbidden Door. Because we're going to open the Forbidden Door and have cross promotions. And I swear to Christ, I did not end up, that just kept getting said so much in the last 9 months. The Forbidden Door pay-per-view, because the Forbidden Door was already open and closed because there was people coming over from other promotions doing stuff. But AEW and New Japan had a joint pay-per-view over the weekend where they had the stars at their show go against some of the stars at their show, going for titles are being defended everywhere. And I heard it was very good. I was not going to spend $50 on it because for AEW, a lot of the guys got hurt. The big names got hurt. CM Punk got hurt. That's why we have the interim title, and that's why we're doing the title eliminator, Francisco. Still confusing. Still don't understand. I don't like the concept of interim titles because why? But whatever. Bryan Danielson got hurt. All these other wrestlers got hurt, so there had to be certain replacements. But Forbidden Door was over the weekend. For those who did pay $50, good on you. You have to support these things. I do not support things until AEW gets their streaming services going. So I can just pay like $5 a month or $10 a month to watch the catalog. But you had New Japan bring in some of their best. You had why is Short Stack still on my screen? We gotta pass Short Stack. We gotta go to the future. But there were some highlights. What I did do during our time on the Twitter, and follow us on the Twitter, everybody. FJOJR, Charles the True, Dan Frijoles. Brendan, give a shout out because I don't know yours off the top of my head.
I gotta look at B_Rourke Sports is what it is.
And it's like he's very good at it. Follow him. He's gonna be famous just like Andrew, and they're gonna create their own stuff. We're good at the tweeting. Not much, but we're good at the tweeting. So they had a collective amount of matches. I sent Francisco an obnoxious amount of Twitter stuff. The highlights that I will give for it is that Claudio Castagnoli, aka formerly the Cesaro in WWE, showed up as Daniel Bryan's replacement. Daniel Bryan, damn, he's Bryan Danielson now. This is a problem too, Brendan. They change their names a lot. And it really bothers me because it's kind of like how I'm no longer Anakin Skywalker. I'm Darth Vader, but you're like, but you're Anakin. You cried over Leia. Or not Leia. You cried over Padme. You pansy. Watch Kenobi. I'm watching it. Let's see what happens if I like it. Not my crap on it. Titles changed. FTR, formerly known as the Revival, are now both the Ring of Honor champions and the New Japan Tag Team champions. Interesting. It was like a winner-take-all match. Pac is your multi-pass champion, Andrew. The multi-pass championship is the all championship, or what would they call it? All Atlantic Coastal Championship. Yeah. It was very stupid because it's all elite wrestling, and you say all Atlantic, but then you have a picture of like Japan's flag on there, and then I know I went to school in Florida, and I know I am not a very smart man, but I know that's on the Pacific. So what the hell? But Pac won. I'm happy with it. I'm very upset because Tomohiro Ishii got hurt, so he couldn't enter that Fatal 4-Way, and that would have been popping hot like coffee. But I digress. So good for Pac. We like him. He's the bastard. He used to be Neville in WWE, so you're seeing a thing. Bullet Club with dudes with attitudes. I'm going to pause this right here. In Bullet Club, they were bringing out Young Bucks, ELP, El Phantasmo. We love him. Hikuleo was there ringside because God damn it, we got Hiromu Takahashi. Hiromu Takahashi got the Rona, allegedly, or he had a fever, so he'd come in. So it was Darby Allin, who is mildly enjoyable, Shingo Takagi, the Last Dragon, who is probably my favorite New Japan wrestler. I hyped that man up so much last year, Brendan. You don't understand. The guy just has a build. He's like 6-foot bodybuilder who basically weighs like 180, and they say he's like 200. But he's just so cool. Comes out with a dragon mask. I love it. And Sting. That Sting? Yeah, that Sting. That the WCW guy? Yeah, that Sting. The NWA guy before he went Black and White Co. Yes, the Icon. Yes, the guy who went to WWE and had like 2 matches and got hurt in the Seth Rollins match and was supposed to retire. That guy. The guy who's like 63 and still wrestling. That guy. Is he chasing championships? No. Why? Because this owner doesn't push old ass men to win championships, even though CM Punk won the title. But we won't talk about that until it comes back. That's a conspiracy theory because you push who can sell you the merch and the tickets, not because who you think is the quality talent, unfortunately. So this match started. I think I sent to Francisco. You know how I say Jeff Hardy's going to die for me, and I'm appreciative for him for the stunts he takes? The Bullet Club comes out, and then Sting's like music kind of hits, and he's up top, and he does a stage dive onto them at 63. I'm 32 going on 33, and I don't even want to bend over to pick up the boxes when UPS delivers stuff at work. My knees creak, my back hurts, my neck, my back, and my ass crack, man. That itch hurts. But Sting's trying to die for me, and I love it because Sting wants to go out the right way. He had a career-threatening injury. WWE is like, you're not wrestling for us anymore. Sting's like, I hate you guys. When my Legends contract is up, I'm going to go to AEW. And he has done so. And he hasn't really been wrestling a lot of singles matches. He'd be doing tag matches. And what's good about tag matches for educational purposes, you don't have to do as much work. You can just do stunts. And look, he's just jumping all the time. The man just wants to do a singer splash on everybody and then get super kicked and act like it didn't hurt and no sell it and just kill the Young Bucks. And I'm not going to lie, I got pretty high for it because to give you some insight on Sting, I should really do when I get an opportunity, when I do my mini goof sessions. That's right, kids. We still do those every now and then. Francisco's been holding the fort. I should just review like his career as a whole because you had Sting, NWA, early WCW. And then you had Black Crow Sting when it was NWO versus WCW. And then you had like Impact Sting. It was very weird and strange doing Joker Sting. But I've enjoyed his AEW. Look at this man just crossbiting himself. If no one's there, he's just going to literally die. And not dying because he lands on his head, but just die because his body hits the ground. It's like, it was only 15 feet, but I'm old. I can't do it. I love him. But the man, the icon, the legend, Sting, we appreciate you all the same. More about Forbidden Door because I got to go into some big stuff and do some predictions, right? Thunder Rosa, Tony Storm, Thunder Rosa retained. I was shocked. I thought Tony Storm was supposed to be Tony Khan's new, plaything in the favoritism of divisions who you push. Guess not. Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. I sent you guys this in the link. It was in the abdominal stretch. What happened was Cassidy's known for putting his hands in pockets and being lazy. He has a thing called sloth style, or at least that's what they allege. Will Ospreay is very good. It was for the IWGP US Championship. So what he does, which is weird, right? Because you have Will Ospreay, who's British, holding the title. I don't know. Things are strange. I'm not colonialist at heart. What can I say? So he's doing the abdominal stretch, and Ospreay puts his hand in Cassidy's pocket and brings out to give the middle finger to the crowd. And I was cracking up because that's good heel stuff, boys. That's good heel-ish. But I heard the match was actually stellar. And it will be one of those things where I either watch it or pirate it because I love me some good wrestling. Because one thing I'll tell you, Brendan, is how they wrestle in AEW or New Japan, the style is different in WWE. How they bring in certain things. We have to get the educations and go from there. It's what we do. Zack Sabre versus Cesaro, who is now Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio won. You can't have a debut and lose, really, right? Fatal 4-Way. I'm talking a lot. Fatal 4-Way, IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Jay White defending the Decepticon title because it looks like a Decepticon title. Guy came in some fresh-ass fit, though. All red, blood red, track gear, hell yeah, I'm for that. Versus Hangman Page versus Kazuchika Okada versus Adam Cole. Finish went kind of weird. Cole got hurt. Jay White retained because he hit Switchblade on Okada. I sent you the moonsault that got hit with the super kick. That was sexy. I was for that. That was a highlight. And then the match I really didn't care about because here's the problem, guys. I want my wrestling to be a little bit predictable, but when you know who's going to win, I think sometimes that takes out the momentum of enjoying the match. I'm petty like that. We mentioned movies and books. So unless there's something that's vastly different, changes of the books, the movies for the better, for the worse of the situation, if they're going to be beat by beat by beat, if you might be there for the full visuals, but if you already know how the story is going to play out, you can leave the theater early if you want to beat traffic. You can leave the theater early if you got to take a pee, right? I know how Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is going to play out because it's literally almost a shot for shot of how the book goes. There's no peeves, right? And then you start getting later down in books, they start changing some stuff. Or Peter Jackson's The Hobbit, we're like, what the hell? I knew in this main event where Jon Moxley was going against Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW Interim Championship. And remember, whoever wins that will challenge CM Punk when CM Punk comes back to go interim versus Kurt. AEW Championship and to unify to become the undisputed AEW Championship? Is that the way they want to explain it, Francisco? Very confusing. I went to school in Florida. I'm sorry. I need dumb it down to me like I'm 5, Tony Khan, because you're not helping. Moxley wins. I heard the match was fine. It ended abruptly. Moxley bleeds. They have Blood and Guts this Wednesday, which is going to be Jericho Appreciation Society versus Blackpool Combat Club. But overall, I do want to watch the pay-per-view. I'm not going to pay $50 for it. Let it go down in price, or let me watch it on YouTube like I do. But Moxley wins, and that was the problem too, man. There was nobody else you can give that title to. Moxley deserves an opportunity to have a full run as a champion in front of a crowd, because when he was champion, it was during the COVID era where there's no crowd, and everybody deserves their roses. Everybody deserves their flowers. And if you just strip Punk of the freaking title. Okay, so he got hurt in the match, and he vacated the title like 3 days later, for context. But then they created the interim stuff. So I'm annoyed by that. I'm still annoyed by it. It's dumb. You don't just go and say, oh, you're Employer of the Year, and then it's a new thing. So now you're no longer Employer of the Year or Employer of the Month. You're interim. It gets confusing. It's silly. Now we bring into WWE. Whew, oh, man. Done with Forbidden Door. If I hear that term again, Francisco, I'm going to die. Forbidden Door's over. Money in the Bank. What's the Money in the Bank? And I can keep this actually very brief because it's not a fully set pay-per-view, so I'll just give 2 major predictions. It's whoever wins the ladder match between men, it's going to be 8, and women, it's going to be 5. Gets a guaranteed title shot anytime they're cashing. So it could be before a match. They can set it at a specific pay-per-view or event, or they can cash in right after the champions at another match. So it's a way where people kind of segue and get championships where they shouldn't have. I actually thoroughly enjoyed the Money in the Bank. Last year was Nikki Ash and Big E that won, and both of them kind of had wasted cash-ins because they both won the titles at different points, but Big E's title run was kind of meh because Vince didn't book it well, as I predicted. He should have cashed in on Roman, not on Bobby. I'll hold that to the day I die. And Nikki Ash had it for like 3 weeks and lost it to Charlotte at SummerSlam, and a pretty good triple threat match. So first and foremost, John Cena's 20th anniversary was on Monday for being a wrestler. Yeah, that John Cena was Peacemaker, and he was on Transformers, and he's known for doing like the Glade Trash commercials, and will probably be in the Fast and Furious movies. I didn't see Fast 9, but he's like Dominic Toretto's brother, and I was like, man, that's interesting. Just there's a lot of beef in that movie. A lot of muscles. I don't know if he's taking the juice, but man, he's taking something, because he's jacked and ripped, and good for him. He's like Mari St. Louis if he grew like 5 inches or 6 inches. But Vince McMahon showed up, so allow me to give some context for Brendan over here. Vince McMahon is kind of alleged of kind of playing London bridges with a WWE paralegal, and there was an NDA, and he paid off some hush money to keep the affair quiet. And then there's some even further allegations that he passed off to John Laurinaitis, also known as Johnny Ace, to kind of use for whatever his thing is. And the whole base of it is that it's consensual. NDAs are kind of upsetting, but Vince McMahon's wife is now currently Linda McMahon, who is part of President Trump's Small Business Administration. So there's some big names that come into it. So that's why sometimes NDAs come in. And now there's multiple firms investigating the situation. So it's kind of big-ish, right? So if you have that heat, Brendan, you would think you just chill, right? You lay low. For the last 3 weeks, this man has shown up on Raw, SmackDown, Raw again. I'm almost certain he'll show up at Money in the Bank. And if I was a shareholder, I want to punch him in the face, because the share's not dropping, but it's a publicly traded company. And the thing that we want to stray away from, well, I don't know now after the SCOTUS decision, but what we want to stray away from is white billionaires using hush money on women for sexual affairs. Maybe that becomes cool again, and they'll jump up their shares to profit. But the stocks have actually dropped about $6 since pre-announcement to current. And I would only predict there's going to be more harm done. Vince, it's his ego and his feeling like, But Money in the Bank this weekend, he just had to be there for the John Cena stuff. It's crazy. Money in the Bank, I'm going to keep it very simple because I think I might have time to do a mini goof this week on it. Plus the match cards aren't set, but there's some ties. But we're just going to keep it straight. It's on Saturday. Watch it. It's usually fun event. It's part of the Big Five. For the women's Money in the Bank, my prediction of who's going to win it out of Alexa Bliss, Rochelle Rodriguez, because they changed her name to Rochelle from Gonzalez to Rodriguez. Now, Vince has Shotzi and all of them. It's going to be Liv Morgan. I'm going to keep that. It's going to be Liv Morgan. Why is it going to be Liv Morgan? Because she's that underdog who can't seem to win on one-on-one title matches. She had a couple matches with Bayley. Couldn't do it. Can't win. So what do? You use this as the competitive advantage to have her win. And it makes sense, right? It's good. There's some heavy competition. Anybody can win. I don't see Asuka repeating it from a couple years ago. Could be Lacey Evans. She's my dark horse. Let's get to the men's Money in the Bank.
because I'm going to say something sexy and salacious I have to do within 4 minutes because I don't want to take anyone's time here. But it's going to be Seth Rollins, who we're loving right now. Love him. He came out to say hi to John Cena, mocking his music, ha 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 ha, like a villain. I loved it. Drew McIntyre, boo. Sheamus, okay, he's good. Almost. This man's like 7'5". Riddle, a guy to be determined because either Kevin Owens is unavailable and Ezekiel's unavailable, or there could be a replacement. And then Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, you say? Yeah, Sami Zayn, the crazy conspiracy man. Yeah, Sami Zayn, the guy who had a WrestleMania match with Johnny Knoxville from Jackass. It actually was a very good match. That guy. They're in the Money in Bank ladder match, and we're gonna play this bad game, Francisco. Perfect booking. Sami Zayn, because he wants to be part of the cool kids. He's basically Butters in South Park because Roman Reigns, your undisputed Universal Champion, is with the Usos and they're part of the bloodline. And they're he's basically Sammy's being the guy who kind of interrupts some things and he'll help them. They'll cost matches and stuff like that. So they're playing him in the story because remember, wrestling's also what, boys? A soap opera. And they're playing him, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, we got your back, Sammy. We'll help you out." But they haven't been coming to his call when he's getting his ass beat. Kevin Owens brought that up. So he's going to Roman, and he's saying, "I have to win the Money in the Bank contract, so no one will cash in on you." Vince, I know you hear my show. I know you have an obsession with me because I'm just as obsessed with you sometimes. My God, with your dick swagger and everything. Do this. Have Sammy win the Money in the Bank. This is my prediction. This is what I think will happen. Because at SummerSlam, it's going to be Roman versus Brock Lesnar, like 12, really, in a last man standing match, which means Roman is going to be physically exhausted. He's going to win. He's going to beat Brock. I don't know how it's going to happen. But Roman ain't going to be able to lift a finger. And then you have Sami Zayn coming out with the Money in the Bank briefcase, the ultimate Judas moment. Because you'll have a full, 3.5 week, boys, to build the storyline of Sammy saying, "I want it, I'm never going to cash in on you." And he realized the dawn of comprehension. He saw the sun that Roman's been playing the whole time, and he cashes in on him. But then Sammy, trying to be this conniving friend enemy, will go to Roman and say, because here's the thing, Brendan. Roman has both titles, the Universal Championship and the W Championship, and that shit's not working anymore. You have to split it. Roman will have cashed on him. Sammy will cash in the contract, but not for both titles. But he'll leave Roman with the Universal belt. He'll cash in, get the 1, 2, 3, say it's specifically for the W Championship. Boom, goes over to Raw, is that champion, and then Roman goes against Drew at Clash of Titans or whatever it is, a Clash of Championships or whatever they're doing over in the UK the next month against Drew and loses Drew. That's my prediction. That's my story. I didn't just give you a month's prediction. I gave you 2.5 months of prediction. And if Vince doesn't do it, I'll be very upset.
I actually would love to see that. I love myself a good betrayal.
The thing is, it's not even a betrayal. To Roman, it'll be a betrayal. To Sammy's like, "I'm leaving you with one. I'm just going to take this other one for me to go be great on this program." Because Raw desperately needs a world championship over there because it has not flowed the same. They're trying to push the U.S. belt as being big time, but they have Austin Theory going against Bobby Lashley, and Bob Lashley is all man, and Austin Theory is all boy. And there's too much of a disparity there. But it's just so juicy investment, and it's time for Sammy to get that love. He's never been a world champion. He was in NXT, but never been on the main roster as a champion. You have to give your flowers. You have to give your roses. Shit, if Kane can go and be a world champion, why can't Sami Zayn do it? Different kind of wrestling styles. Glenn Jacobs is not a favorite amongst people on the Twitter. He's mayor of Knoxville, I think, or he's not governor of Texas, but mayor of Texas, and he's been kind of flighty lately. That's Kane's real name. That's what I would do. So that's not even just my prediction of Money in the Bank, Francisco. That's me going so far out till the end of the month of July. So you get 6 weeks out of this, and you can take that to the bank. And that's all I got for you to catch this week. Whew, I felt Jesus come into my body right here.
Okay. Well, I think that's it for us for this one, guys. So, Andrew, you got another good one. So, Brendan, thank you for coming on here against your will. So, we thank you for that.
It was not against my will. I love it.
Stockholm Syndrome.
All right. And then next week will be the handsomest head coach or manager in all of North American pro sports. So we'll get to that. And Charles might do a little wrestling mini. And next week is the NHL draft. And I think I will also go through that and torture myself by watching the whole thing. But I think I might be more enthused because I know the material a little bit more in the NHL. But yeah, and we didn't go into the Andrews, unfortunately, this time. But we'll wait on that next time, okay?
Well, that's the beauty of it. You don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, it doesn't wear out its welcome, for sure. All right, so bye, everybody.
Have a good night.
So long.
Take care.
Hockey pucks fly in the air, don't you know? High-sticking penalties reap what they sow. Bad boys on benches can never make goals. Provoking opponents not recommended. Johnny plays nice, winding up with the shot. Hometown excitement climbs up with the cup. Along comes a bad boy to take Johnny out. This kind of behavior will only end